My grandmother would invent like the stupidest reasons for us to eat our vegetables too. Like when we would refuse, but she wasn't great at like enforcing the rules, so we were spoiled as fuck. So it was easy to refuse, but then she'd do like that weird passive, like, well, I don't want you to get scurvy. Eat your cream corn, because cream corn will prevent scurvy.
I really enjoyed how painfully self-aware you are throughout this.
I enjoy it sometimes.
Well, it's like a delicious self-deprecation, but not in a way that makes anybody feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, in no place was I like, oh wow, he's like really pushing this for effect. It just seemed very honest and very, you know, looking back and understanding who we were as children or young adults and like why we did the things that we did. And a lot of people do not have that kind of hindsight. And I really appreciate, even when you were talking about when you were working in the hospital, the car accident. Like, it broke my heart because I just envisioned you, Dustin, who I love and who I know and who I value so much, and just to like kind of get a glimpse into that point in your life when you were in such a dark space. Yeah. And that was so fascinating because people aren't often that open about their sadness in an honest way. We like to make up our sadness. We like to like stylize our depression. And there wasn't any of that. And I think that's so rare and it's so beautiful to allow others to see that.
I'm gonna start doing that. That sounds great.
It's so nice that both of your parents are supportive in you trying to figure this out through writing a book. I still use writing a book as a threat to my parents. So, shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
I could probably, when they first learned that I was writing a book, I imagine they both were like, oh shit. Here it comes. One of them was bound to.
She was sarcastic, acerbic. Sometimes I emulated it as much as I could.
I did.
Which is so sweet. And then later, like, you describe her physical appearance, which is very beautiful. And then you said this. She walked and talked with a fire behind her that the adult women in my life lacked. Like, they were afraid of the world and she wasn't.
Yeah, my dad was very heavily involved, which is funny because he wasn't very heavily involved in my childhood. So,
do you speak to your father anymore?
Yes, he gave me permission. He said, I told him, it was after I wrote this, I told him, I'm writing a book, it's about my life. My goal is not to put anyone on blast or hurt anybody's feelings, but it's important to be factual. And he was like, I hope you don't pull any punches. And I'm like, well, that's good because I'm not. Once I realized like how fucked up things were, and like when my mother was essentially like, I don't want to say tricked, but circumstances were altered manually to make it seem like she was an unfit parent, and thereby I was raised by people that were not my parents. I grew up with like this abundance of love, but there was all this dark shit underneath it that I didn't know literally until I was 37 when my mother finally told me. Drinking one night, and I was talking to my mother on the phone, and she might have been drinking too, I don't know. She just, I think I defended my father in some way, and she said, I could hear it in her, she's very, my mom does not mince words and she doesn't hesitate. She just was like, all right, I can't anymore. And she told me the truth. And again, I'm not going to go into all of the details, but it was not what I thought was the truth. It was not what I was told.
I think there is a question that we're all dying to ask. In one of your stories, you mentioned taking a bath with your cat.
But I feel like even the darkest shit that I wrote about our relationship, I wrote because I've never loved anyone like I love you. It's a
testament to your love for
everything
him.
I've written about him, and my mother. It was the same thing. Like, this is the best way I can say I love you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope so.